it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. You've already seen the thumbnail and the title, so you know what this video is. It is my entire physical TBR. It has gone down from last year, and I am hoping that this year I can get it decreased even more. Decreasing my TBR down to 50 books is going to be a goal that takes me several years to accomplish. I already know that. I'm fine with it. This is one of my major goals for the year, and to be honest, I really meant to do this video much earlier in the year, but life happens. This is my physical TBR, and this is also your chance to let me know if I have any of your personal favorite books on my TBR. I want to know that because I want to know which of these books should I prioritize. When you have this many books unread in your house, sometimes it's good when other people remind you why you got excited for some of these books that you purchased in the first place. Also, specifically, if you happen to watch this, Kitty, I need you to pick out a book for me to read because in July, I need to read a friend's favorite for the year-long adventure for the Magical Readathon. And so I'm just gonna let you pick off of my physical TBR what your favorite book that I own is, and you get to control what I read for that month. So be kind, please. I have not counted these, and because we're already in the year and I have read quite a few books off of my physical TBR, I don't know what the current number is on my physical TBR, so I don't know how many books I'm about to show you, but because there's so many, I'm not gonna talk about the books. I'm just gonna show you the cover and I'm gonna tell you the title of the book. Just a heads up, I do not organize my TBR, so the only organization you're gonna see is that I do have a special spot for books that are continuations in series that I'm already reading. Other than that, these books are just literally however they fit on the shelf. There is no rhyme or reason. Let's just get this going. I will be starting with the books that are continuations of series that I'm already reading, and then we'll go from there. So I have Iron, Gold, and Dark Age. So I have read the first trilogy for this series. However, I am not going to read these, even if you recommend them, simply because I'm waiting for the fourth book in this series to have a firm release date, and then I'm gonna read all 7 books. I am technically in the middle of this series. It's gonna be a while before I get to these. House of Roots and Ruin, The Angel of Indian Lake, this beautiful box set of the first 3 books in the Expanse series. It's still in its wrapper. The Expanse series is one that I'm currently reading, but I have permanently paused it until I get my series TBR a little bit better under control. I need to reread the first one, which is what I have read, and then continue on with this series. Ruins of Sea and Soul, Full Metal Alchemist Volume 2, Bookshops and Bone Dust, The Winners, The Shadow Cabinet, Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morrigan Crow, The River of Silver, Defiant, As Good as Dead, Seasonal Fears, The Bitter Twins, Castle in the Air, and House of Many Ways, Full Metal Alchemist Volume 3, The Storm of Echoes, The Lost Metal. This is another one where I need to reread the series that it's a part of. This is the Second Era Mistborn, and I need to read the first 3 books in that series again because I don't remember shit. The Atlas Paradox, The World We Make, this bind up of The Skyward Flight. However, I only have Evershore, which is the 3rd novella, left to read in this. The Great Hunt. I do actually have most of the Wheel of Time series that I got clearanced. However, this is the book that I'm on in the series, so this is the one that's with the series TBR. And the final book that's part of my currently reading series shelf is the 4th volume in the Sailor Moon Eternal Edition. Moving on to the rest of my physical TBR in no particular order: A Man Called Oe, The Sundown Motel, The Thief, and The Queen of Atolla, A Conspiracy of Kings and the King of Atolla, and also Thick as Thieves, The Girl of Fire and Thorns and the Crown of Ember, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Days of Blood and Starlight, and I do have Dreams of Gods and Monsters, A Lady for a Duke, Shadowcaster, Night Film, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, Uprooted, Tell City, Flamecaster, The Last Magician, Girl, Woman, Other, Griffin in Light, House of Leaves, The Devil's Thief, How to Sell a Haunted House, The Witch and the Czar, The Starless Sea, The Blade Itself, Mediocre, Cat's Cradle, A Memory Called Empire, The Sorcerer Heir, The Savage Song and Our Dark Duet, The Queen's Rising, Sky in the Deep, The Keeper of Night, The Priory of the Orange Tree, Immortal Longings, Our Missing Hearts, The Honeys, The Shadow of the Wind, When Women Were Dragons, A Fire Endless, which I do have the first book in this series also. This is one that I definitely will be reading because my book club is going to be reading this duology in June and July. We Ride Upon Sticks, The Whisper Man, The Boneless Mercies, The Immortalists, A Flicker in the Dark, This Is Your Brain on Birth Control, White Horse, The Devourers, Siren Queen, The Book That Wouldn't Burn, A Memory of Light. Yes, I'm aware my Wheel of Time is not in order. I will read them in order, but on the TBR, they just go wherever they fit. Towers of Midnight, Lords of Chaos, The Fires of Heaven, The Gathering Storm, Knife of Dreams, Bright Young Women, Thistlefoot, Sign Here, Divine Rivals, Spy, Spy Again, The Girl from Widow Hills, The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England, The Shadow Rising, Crossroads of Twilight, Winter's Heart, A Crown of Swords, The Path of Daggers, The Rage of Dragons and the Fires of Vengeance, The Hills Have Spies, Redoubt and Bastion, Closer to the Heart and Closer to Home, A Promised Land, Ordinary Monsters, The Cruel Prince, Winter's Orbit, A Master of Jen, Before They're Hanged, The Tower at Stonywood, Valley of the Dolls, The Damnation Game, Timequake, Life of Pi, The First Sister, The Book of the Most Precious Substance, Never Let Me Go, The Book Eaters, Orange Future, Gardens of the Moon, Legend Born, How the Word is Passed, Illidan, Legion, The Queens of Innis Lear, The Vanishing Half, The Spanish Daughter, The Black Tongue Thief, The Enchanter Heir, Small Favors, The Water Outlaws, Foundation, Intrigues, and Changes, Beyond and Into the West, Beasts of a Little Land, Our Share of Night, City of Last Chances, Sons of Darkness, The God of Endings, The Vampire Chronicles. I believe this has the first 3 or 4 books, but I don't think it has the entire series. Empire of the Vampire, Masters of Death, Blood and Steel, East of Eden, Iron Widow, Chain of Gold, Lone Women, Darling Girl, The Oracle Year, Killers of a Certain Age, Girl Forgotten, A River Enchanted, Pachinko, He Started It, The Shadows of Rin, Electra, Juniper and Thorn, Velvet Was the Night, Vampire Weekend, The Library of the Unwritten, A Little Princess, The Other Wind, The 100 Years' War on Palestine, The Good House, My Own Words, The Forest of Stolen Girls, City of Shattered Light, The Weight of Feathers, Clytemnestra, The Wizard of Earthsea, Persuasion, Mansfield Park, Sense and Sensibility, and Emma, Wuthering Heights, The Wind-Up Bird Chronicles, Excavation, this bind-up of the Mage Storms. I actually technically have read this, but I just have this shelved in my TBR because I would like to reread it probably next year. The Devil in the White City, The Saturday Night Ghost Club, and last but not least, the final book on my physical TBR, The Water Dancer. So there you have it. That is every single book on my physical TBR at the moment, halfway through the year. Please let me know where you think I should start with this. If you think that any of these books will be a favorite, I cannot wait to see what you guys all recommend. Thank you for being here and hanging out with me today. I know that this video isn't necessarily everyone's favorite type of video, but it definitely does help me in order to hold myself accountable to my yearly goals. And I do always love the chance to get a recommendation from any of you. A special shout out to everyone who saw me get progressively sweatier and out of breath, because I definitely took multiple breaks in here in order to put these books back on the shelves and get more off the shelves, and did not comment on how sweaty I got. Thank you so very much. I'm pretending that I'm not as out of breath as I am. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I'm really hoping, now that I'm feeling so much better, that I'm gonna be able to get some reading vlogs out in the next couple of weeks. I hope you stay safe. If it's starting to get really hot where you are, drink your water, wear your sunscreen, and I'll see you in next week's video. Goodbye!